Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The sound that tore through the hallway was not a scream. It was a broken gasp, sharp and raw. The kind a person makes when the world suddenly loses its shape. I did not realize it came from me until my hand flew to my mouth, and the phone nearly slipped from my fingers. The photo on the screen glowed in the dim light of my bedroom. My sister Mia. My boyfriend Daniel. Their faces too close. Their smiles too familiar. Her hand on his shoulder in a way that was never innocent. A mirror behind them caught the reflection of a hotel room bed. My pulse hammered so violently I could hear it in my ears. My breath came in uneven bursts as if the air itself refused to stay inside me. No. There had to be an explanation. Maybe it was old. Maybe I was misunderstanding. Maybe I was being dramatic. People misread photos all the time. But the date stamp blinked at me with cruel clarity. Yesterday. My knees buckled and I sat on the edge of the bed, gripping the phone until my knuckles turned pale. The room felt like it was folding inward, shadows crawling across the walls, the quiet ticking of the clock becoming a taunt. I wanted to throw the phone, but I also wanted to stare at it forever until the image changed into something harmless. I knew I should call Mia. Or Daniel. Or both. But I could not trust my voice. I could barely trust my thoughts. For hours I sat in that room, replaying every moment of the past weeks. The excuses. The last-minute changes to plans. The sudden inside jokes between them that I had laughed along with because I believed in family and love and loyalty. Stupid. Blind. Hopeful. I hated all of those versions of myself. The next morning, before I could lose my nerve, I went to Mia's apartment. I did not tell her I was coming. I did not want to hear her voice through the phone before I saw her face. When she opened the door, her eyes widened with something that was not surprise. It was fear. She knew. I pushed the door open without waiting for permission. She stepped back, her lips pressed together in a tight line. "Where is he?" I asked. My voice trembled, but it was steady enough to cut through the room. "I do not know what you think you saw," Mia whispered. "Do not do that." My throat tightened. "Do not lie to me in my face." She sank onto the sofa, her shoulders slumping as if the truth itself had weight. It was a mistake. Was it only once? Her silence answered for her. Something in me cracked then. Not loudly. Just a quiet, irreversible fracture. I turned to leave, but another voice from down the hall stopped me. "Wait." A man stepped into the doorway of the bedroom. Tall. Dark hair. Strong jaw. Eyes that did not flinch when they met mine. I recognized him from the photos Mia had posted in the past. Her husband, Adam. He looked at me with the calm of someone who had been living inside a slow-burning disaster for longer than I could imagine. "You know," I whispered. He nodded. "I found out 2 months ago." My stomach twisted. 2 months. "I tried to talk to her," he said. "She denied it until I showed her proof." "And you stayed." "I did not stay." His voice softened. I was deciding how to leave without destroying everyone at once. The quiet sincerity in his voice hit me harder than anger could. He was not fragile. He was deliberate. Careful. The type of person who refused to set fire to a house until everyone had found a way out. I admired that even though I was drowning. We stepped outside together, away from the suffocating walls of betrayal. The winter air stung my cheeks, but the cold anchored me. "I am sorry you found out like this," Adam said. "I am sorry you did too." For a long moment we stood there in silence. Two broken people staring at the same ruined truth. Over the next weeks, Adam and I spoke again. And again. At first it was out of necessity. Logistics. Legal steps. Emotional fallout. But soon it became something else. Something unexpected. Something gentle. We talked about everything. The day we discovered the truth. The nights we could not sleep. The guilt that took different shapes but lived in both of us. He listened with patience that felt like a balm on every raw wound I carried. And I listened to him with a compassion I never knew I had the strength to give. Slowly, the ruins of our separate heartbreaks grew into something shared. Something fragile but real. A year later, when he asked me to marry him, it was in the same park where we had first walked together after our lives collapsed. His voice shook, not with doubt but with emotion that felt honest and grounded. I said yes because he was not a rebound. He was the first person who saw all the shattered pieces of me and never flinched. On our wedding day, Mia watched from a distance outside the venue. I saw her. She did not come inside. She did not speak to me. Her eyes glistened with something that might have been regret or grief or recognition of the life she broke but could not stop me from rebuilding. I did not look away, because this time the choice was mine.